here.
Okay. Oh, live. Yeah, there we go. Got this up here for myself too.
Okay.
I'm running out of places to put stuff now at this point. Because this I have to lean back and look at, to see stuff. So we got to figure it out. All right, we're here. Hello, everybody. Gabe just brought in the new panel. Oh yeah. Because you said you were going to put the thing here. I thought, so that is so thin.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm putting it on the other one. But yes. Okay. Well, this is didn't work out too well because it's not thick enough. But anyway, hello. Good evening. End of the weekend. This wound up being really thin for some reason, but this is the beginning of, what is this? Oh yeah, add a little extra to it because it's still a lot less in width than the Alexandria.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna make it thicker.
This is one of our panels here for this thing. As you can see, we only had 2 windows here, we got a bunch here. So this shows this piece right here is this tower right here. So you can see how much thicker that's going to be. Wider, I guess, not thicker, but wider. Set that out of the way. Put this up. All right. Well, I hope you all have had a good weekend so far. Been busy here. This, which I'll show you here in a little bit. We were working on the curve for the elevated. I've had enough of the elevated being only partially finished. So we are working hard on doing the elevated at this stage. It's just time to get the loop all the way down and done because I'm really ready to start putting some scenery down. And I can't do that until I get this in back here. So I really want to start working on our park area. Because I can reach over and do what I need to with the big buildings back behind. I'd just like to get some scenery down. Besides just roadbed and a few little bushes. So we're going to get this in place, get it all painted. I've got to create the stations. That'll be our third and final file that we have for this. What are you doing here? Got a little. There we go. This will be our third and final file for this project that we'll have up there on Cults. Well, I guess it's also on what now?
CG Trader.
Okay, so the first set of files is the main parts of the bridge. Second set's curved now, and third will be the elevators and stairs and the station platforms.
Let's see. Caboose CH says hello.
Hello there.
Glad to see ya.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about all that's going on here tonight.
Crochet Lady says hi.
Hello there. We're going to show you, I'll get a close-up on all the stuff. Very, very pleased with the curves. I know I just said that, but I mean, it really is. When I brought it, I put it up. I was behind the camera right now. I'm looking over at it. I brought Gabe in. He just thought it was amazing. So that's he did all the design work and got the files ready to go. It all started on Friday. I just thought, all right, I got to do something about this. So I did a quick little sketch out. We kind of played around with things. We kind of figured it out. Gabe worked it out, figured out it was a 10 degree for each piece we needed to have done. So he was able to put that together in the software, and it looked really good. So
Jathan says hello.
hello there.
Isaac asked, did you see the super detail on the NKP?
Did you look it up? I think
no. I've been so busy with these files.
Oh, mess with the files. Sorry, we've just been hammered. You'll see in a minute here. We'll review it tonight before we, not during the live stream, but we'll review it tonight. We've been working on this nonstop all weekend. First, we started Friday getting all of the design work done. Then Saturday, we were just printing nonstop all day and getting everything filed, cleaned, finished that up. Well, I don't have it finished up. I still have a massive stack sitting over here for the curve on that side that has to be done. Plus, he gave me the big back panels for the Alexandria that I spent yesterday sanding and getting ready. So it's just been nonstop prepping stuff for 2.5 days straight. We're trying to really get into this big time. Like I said, I want the elevated track done. As soon as I get the elevated track done, then I can decide over here where I need to put switches off to come over to get to our yards that can handle putting trains out to all 3 levels.
Isaac says you're fine, no problem. Did you see the big boy yet? Saw it in Argos, Indiana.
No, we didn't go down to it. We saw it on Virtual Rail when it went through Rochelle. It made a whistle stop there at Rochelle. We watched it live when it did that on Virtual Rail. We were just too busy working on these projects to get down there to do anything. Like I said, we're trying to take advantage of the summer. Yes.
See, David Smith says I'm new here.
Hey, David, glad you joined us.
Plumber Bog says, hey, everyone.
Hey, hope you're doing better. Hope you're feeling better. That you're getting some rest and you're getting past all this. So yes, you can probably see back over my shoulder. Where's the? Yep, you can see back over my shoulder. For who was new? Who was the first person?
David.
You can see our big buildings and stuff back behind here. There's a bunch more over here on this side. We got more down that way. We're working on the elevated track. This thing is going to be an enormous city when we get done with it, which 70, 80, maybe 90% will be done by the end of summer. So if you hang with us, like and subscribe and hit the notifications, you're going to get to see the city grow as it goes. Speaking of which, have any of you used, any of our regulars, any of you used JTT?
Hang on. Noah Games sent a floating heart for 10 joules.
Oh,
says
cool.
hi.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Noah.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, if any of you use the JTT tree miniatures, I think that's what it's called, miniature trees. I don't know. I just saw them advertised for the first time. Apparently, it's been around since 2000, but I've always used Woodland Scenics. And but I saw some pictured online, and they actually look like they're a lot better than Woodland Scenics trees, and for like a fraction of the cost. So I don't know if any of you have used them. If you know in person, they look better than Woodland Scenics because I need trees. I gotta have trees. Gotta have trees back here behind on our green space.
Noah says no problem.
Well, again, thank you very much. So if you can, if anybody's used those trees, let us know. Either send us a comment here or send us a message or maybe some pictures or something. I'm curious as to how they compare, how they stand up against Woodland Scenics trees.
The caper says choo choo.
Choo choo. Yep. Lots of training stuff. So we got together just briefly with one of our subscribers that's a good friend on Thursday. So you all probably saw the new additions to the layout. We had a video up about it. I'll be doing a review on them like I've done all of our engines. We'll put it through its paces and I'll review the paint, the details, all that stuff like we normally do. In case you didn't see, right here, I'm going to take them out. In case you didn't see the video on it, it's the one of the 50th. This is an Amtrak P42. It's the one they call the Pepsi can paint job. And the safety, the track safety one, P42. Cool, absolutely cool, lifesaver. Absolutely cool. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing with these. We found a good file on, I think it was Thingiverse. Yeah, I think it was Thingiverse. I found a really good file on Thingiverse for Bombardier cars that we can print. So each one of those is going to get its own Bombardier cars, or Bombardier, however you want to say it. Amtrak has been, I touched on this briefly in the video and in the live stream. Amtrak has been buying up old Metrolink Bombardier cars. Yeah, I think it's the West Coast Express, I think. no, Metrolink. And I've seen them come through on virtual rail in Fort Madison as they're headed east. So they're going to use them back east, and I don't know, they may drift out this way. So what I'm going to do is for the Pepsi Cam, I'm going to get 3 of the Bombardier cars, paint them the silver of Amtrak, and I'm going to use the phase. I looked at all the different phase paint jobs on all of the Superliners, and the one that came really close was the phase 6. It's got a real broad blue stripe with smaller red. So the broad blue would closely match the very broad blue stripe on the P42 Pepsi. So I'm going to paint up 3 of those and decal them out with the phase 6 paint schemes. Full decal package, the whole work, make it look like the Superliner with the little Amtrak logo and all the works, you know, and what kind of a car it is, whether it's the coach or whatever. And I'm going to do a 3-car set of that. So I think that'll look absolutely spectacular. I think that'll look so neat running around here. So the other one I was thinking about, so it's going to get 3 of those type of cars also. And I'm going to paint on the black to match the black of the track car, the Lifesaver car. So I was looking to see if they had a decal package of that engine. Nobody's got one. For that railroad crossing on the nose, where it wraps up over the top of the nose. Couldn't find that anywhere. Yes.
Josh says hi.
Hi, Josh.
Okie says the first train I bought was the Amtrak 203.
Oh, cool.
And he says good evening as well.
Good evening. So what I'm going to do is I looked online. I couldn't, like I said, I could not find the decal package for the decal set for that particular paint scheme. But I did find a bunch of micro scale. I need to find out how big they are. I'll do some looking at them. I'll make it the HO version versus the N-scale version, so they're a little bigger. But I found micro scale has the yellow crossing signs in decal water slide form. So it's the circle with the X and the RR. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint all the cars black. I'll use the white Amtrak logo, put that on there, and then like in the front third of the car, I'll put the crossbuck, well, not crossbuck because that's just that, but I'll put the yellow sign on the car, matching it all the way down. I'm not going to wrap it up over the top. I'm just going to put it on the side. So we'll actually make a safety train, but it'll be a passenger train, and it's all going to match the engine. I think that'll be an awesome looking set too. So I'm going to do those. Actually, as soon as we get done printing the next bulk of the elevated track right here, we're going to start printing those cars off. They're not going to take much to print. Probably I can print a 3-pack set in an afternoon. They come with full interiors. The thing I read about, I was looking for trucks. So it seems like a lot of modelers have upgraded the trucks, even though they don't quite match, but they've upgraded them to micro train 1701s, passenger trucks for better performance. So I'll just get those and I'll put them, because the shells come with the pin holes already where they need to be. So I'll get a set of trucks, get a set of decals, and we'll probably have the first car done for each one in about a week, maybe. Well, week and a half, because I don't even have them printed yet. We'll probably print them by middle week, and we'll do them then. Because Gabe's in the middle. This is why I need a second printer. Because Gabe's in the middle of starting to work on the big diamond building, and I want these cars done too. So it's just like we're just really living. I mean, the printer's just running nonstop right now. So we're just limited by how fast I can get stuff printed. But that's coming pretty quick. As is, you got the file downloaded for the tank. We found out how to make it for N-scale and HO for doing our. We now have the tanks to put in this to give us our LNG fuel tender cars. So we'll be getting to this project here pretty soon. We've got the decals here, so we're pretty well set.
Let's see here. Okie says, yes, safety first. I can honestly say I know what it feels like being hit by a train.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, Gabe read the story to me that you'd sent on that. That was amazing. I mean, you were very fortunate. So thank goodness for that.
Great Northern says hi.
Hello. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're here. So Gabe's been working on that thing you suggested. He'd actually been working on it for quite a while prior to. He just hadn't got around to getting it launched yet, the Discord thing. So he'll go ahead and get that wrapped up and done. So anyway, that's where we're at as far as projects upcoming. Needless to say, Skid Row kind of came to a halt. Not for any reason other than the fact that we have these other projects I want to get done that have all been partially done. I found all my pieces for the station, so we will be getting on. I'll be getting on that too. I'll be building that while I'm waiting for other things to dry, print all that over the next week or two. I found all the little roof peaks and stuff, so we'll be getting to that. That's I want to get this area finished. We're going to put all kinds of planters around here. We decided on that. That company I was asking about, if anybody used their stuff, the JTT Miniature Trees has got great little rows of bushes, flowering plants that you can cut, do whatever you want to with. So we'll put them in all kinds of planters around the station here. So just all kinds of little things going on at once. It just seems like every time I get something done, it's like there's 100 other things that we've got to get to. So we'll get there. We will definitely get there. I mean, you guys have seen a massive amount of improvement and stuff added on in the past 2 weeks since Gabe's been off, 2.5 weeks. I mean, we are really, really doing it. So, yeah, so let me get the camera and I'll show you the new curve, what it is, and you'll see that, like I said, you'll see the video of it tonight, showing it in the varying stages of being done. That video will be going up, so it'll give you a little more detail in depth on it. So that's it just came out perfect. So.
Great Northern says, glad to be here. I've missed a few.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you joined us. So let's get the camera and I'll show you close-ups of everything that we're working on. And I, we had that live stream on Thursday morning where I was doing the road bed. I got all the road bed finished up back here, wrapped it all the way around the corner. So I'll show you that. I'm really happy. It looks fantastic like the rest. So we'll probably do another live stream in the next week, 2 weeks, and we'll get that wall over there done. I'm trying to get this level finished right here so that I can start to do the landscaping and everything on the second level, and I'm not like, maybe I should have done that first. No, I'm going to get that done first. So, all right, so let me grab my glasses here so I can see what you see. Oh, and I mean, this just shows you, I wanted to have this done, and I just ran out of time this weekend. I didn't even get to that. I wanted to have that all painted. I didn't even get the backside even puttied yet to get that finished up. So I will. I'll be focusing in on that on probably Tuesday. Tomorrow's an all day, well not all day, but all morning yard work morning. So we've got to get a bunch of stuff done out there to get ourselves ready for the season. So I don't know how tired I'll be after that tomorrow. So I don't know how much I'll get on this, but there's not much left here to be able to just paint that the color so I can start playing with all those other colors to bring in the faded effects of the, well not faded effects, but the different colors of the oxidized copper, and then the copper bleeding through. So at least I can get the base color in by maybe Tuesday. I mean, it's only about a 10-minute paint job. I just have to get the rest of it sanded and get it ready to go.
Max here says, you look like my old boss. He smoked Marlboro Ultralights, drank Coors Light, and paid me light.
Well, I may look like it, but I have none of his habits. I don't drink and I don't smoke. So
everyone's been saying, really missed Great Northern.
Yeah, we have.
Plumberblog says, the light's on, you could say.
Exactly.
Let's see. Crochet Lady says to Oki, you gotta try Dr. Pepper Coconut. You sure do. It is great.
Oh, they do Dr. Pepper?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Oki says, Lance, I have an idea. Next trivia night, road trip.
Oh, you mean we go for trivia?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be good. Pop you guys up on the camera and all that good stuff. So yeah, we do that on Wednesday nights. We missed last week, but when we go to the one at Buffalo Wild Wings, we 3 weeks in a row, we did second place, first place, first place. So we'll go back and we'll defend our title this week, I think. So
X-Bob here says, one of my family members said each time I mow their yard, I get $100, and it's a summer job, so I'm hopefully going for 500.
oh, well, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'll give you some good spending cash. All right, so here is the new panel. This is this building right here. I just have it propped up right here just so I can get an idea of, oh, it's actually taller than the old panels. So you actually made it a little taller.
Yeah.
So, because there's the old panel line right there, it's about maybe 3/8 of an inch taller.
Yeah, that's just how it kind of sort of
Worked out? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the
that
beginning.
okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay. Mario Delgado says, funny, I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper.
Excellent.
Oh, he says I'm not a coconut fan.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
Living in Florida? Well, no, that's more of
That's more
a
of a
tropical
Hawaii.
thing. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, those of you that may not have seen this since the last time, there's the new painted building there. I'm satisfied with all the colors, so I will be painting the other 4 back behind to match. I've got to putty everything. I did pick up the new putty, so we've got that. This is area right here is where all the green is going to go with all these trees. I'm going to put a few little like rock outcroppings, people sitting on them and things. Probably put a little pond, maybe a little stream, a couple little ponds and streams right here. This is going to be our green space all the way around here in the city. It's going to come up here, and it's going to be a terminus right here with all the plants around the station. So I think that'll be nice having all that green right here on the above area. That'll come all the way over here like that. So let's see, what does that say?
Let's see. He says, wow, you've made some progress. Looks great. Great Northern says.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Josh says his train show's coming up in Greenville on the 13th.
Yeah.
So Saturday coming up.
Oh, so what you're going to do with what you're making. Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Cool.
That'll be nice.
X-Bob.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So then the green space is all going to come over here, and this week we'll go ahead and have this curve in here. Okay, so ta-da, we'll go to the curve now. You want to duck?
No.
Get yourself out of here since you don't like being on camera?
Yeah, I'm just get out one.
Yeah, he doesn't like being on camera, kind of like John down at Hobbytown. Okay, so here you go. There's our big, beautiful curve. Let me get on the outside, and it's more impressive looking at it from the outside. Here, look at that. That just came out absolutely perfect. He's working right now. You see how underneath here we've got these I-beams and this. He's working on the pieces here because if you look down, there's like an angle right here. So there's a special, he's going to have to make a special thing right here for the I-beams. But then that goes right on around. And as you can see, just heads straight down. It gives us a perfect 90-degree turn right here heading into the city. So I'm really happy with that. That just came out absolutely great. So you can imagine the train's just rumbling along here, all 4 tracks, 2 above, 2 below, just heading right on down into the city. Goes right here, right behind Alexandria Tower. It'll come right behind at an angle, right in front of the Artemis. It'll be right here in front of everything, and then just come right back around. It'll go back behind the big corporate offices for the railroads that we're going to have right there, and it'll just curve around and be right there. So I really think that's going to be an excellent look to it. I'll have this painted this week. Right now, it just kind of blends in, doesn't really stand out, but as you can see, the color of the bridges really stands out. So I'm going to get this painted here fairly quickly. If I'm not too tired tomorrow, I'll just spray this real fast so I can put it up in place and we can get a good look at how this is going to look coming in here. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it's looking. I'm assuming you mean like the subway trains. What we're going to go with is the ones Kato makes. They have their the little boxy looking ones. We'll go with that and find one that looks, kind of just generic, like a 3-car one that's powered, and we'll put the controls in it where we can turn on and they'll just stop at the stations we want them to stop at. So we'll have one on the upper level. We'll have one on the lower level, probably on opposite sides. And for example, the lower level one will stop at the one here and stop at the one there. And the one on the upper level will stop at the one here, then stop at the one there. So I think that's going to be, I think that'll be the way to do it. As far as running Hudsons, probably. I love streamlined Hudsons. They're one of my favorite things. So if I can find for those of you who haven't seen it before, there's our convention center. We're going to be doing some more work on that here pretty quickly, putting in the big convention, the convention part of it, the big building back behind, and then of course our background building right up there, the big tall skyscraper. So let me get this right here. Okay, I'm done. Well, we've had people, something about a King Kong, having King Kong. We actually had people say, we ought to have Godzilla. So I'm probably going to get a cutout of some sort and back behind our background buildings. I'll probably have him like he's heading towards downtown, and then I can always take it off if I don't want to leave it up there all the time. But just occasionally we might do that for our Easter egg days. When we do our Easter egg events where we put up our list saying, find this in the city. And so that'll be pretty fun. Oh, got this cleaned. It's pretty well cleaned out down here. So guess what's coming? Like I need more. Like I don't have enough already. I decided to clean this so I can actually start building mountains down below. So don't have enough to do. Let's just add more to it. So I'm going to start building. I'm going to start stacking foam. And we're going to have down here, like I said, it's going to be flex track. I'm done, Gabe. Yeah, I'm just finishing up something. Okay. So we're going to have flex track down here, and we're going to make it kind of winding through some mountains, maybe forests, and then put some industry in. So all of that's going to be stuff that we can change out. I'm not going to glue any of it down, but we'll get it to where it's blended into the ground so you can't tell that it's just sitting there on top. And then we'll have the Unitrack, sorry, not flex track, but we'll have the Kato Unitrack flowing through. And I might have like a second level that'll be on trestles and stuff up on like halfway up the mountains and things. So, like I said,
let's see.
I really need more projects.
Richie says he bought a Big Boy 4014.
Ooh, cool. What are HO or N or O?
Real Opinions says hi.
Hey, glad you joined us. We're just having a little chat session tonight. So I was working on that bridge that I just showed you guys. I was working on that. I just finished it probably about 3 o'clock this afternoon. About 3, I would say. Started working on it. We got home at noon, and it went together. It just takes a long time to put those supports together. These things. I'll show you what I'm talking about. These supports right here. This is for the taller ones. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. That's all 3D printed, and so it was. We had a bunch to do, and I've got like I said, I got a ton over here. I've got enough to do, like I said, the other corner over there, and we have a friend coming, a good friend coming on Thursday. We're going to be doing some weathering together. I've got a bunch of cars set aside. I'm going to show him how to do weathering and use all the techniques I use for doing the weathering. And he also has this trestle, so I've got a set of curves, an extra set of curves here that I've put together. Well, I haven't put together yet, but will be put together. That I'll let him take with him when he goes. That are his to add, because he has also got some of the supports, the straight sections. So it'll be good. So we'll have all that done. It just seems to keep adding up on the plate, but that's all right because we're getting a lot done. I told you guys we were going to be busy this summer, and we are busy this summer. The fact that we're going to have our staging yard over here done, the helix. I've been really thinking about it. I've been contemplating the helix, whether I really wanted to do it, and I was trying to think how I could have 3 levels of staging over here just to have them come straight in. That's fine, I could do that, but then I don't have a way to get from one level to the next level. I could easily just have it where I could just run stuff out and just change things up and just have it on the level, but I really would like to have the ability to take a train and go from this level right here up to the highest level on the elevated track, so that I could send a train out and it just does its thing and just wraps around and just keeps going. So I'm gonna have to do the Helix. So
Let's see.
we're gonna have to put that right there in the corner.
Oh,
Yes.
let's see. Caleb Rail says, "Yo, what's up, Rail fan?"
Hey.
And
Glad you're here.
Henny said, the fist and then the American flag emoji.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
America.
So so I am going to have to build the. I was trying to get around not having to do it, but I am going to have to build the Helix. Especially if I want it. I mean, eventually I was going to try to get from the upper level to the lower level anyway, and I'll put like a layer coming down that I can add on to later to get myself down to this lower level down here, so that when we start up here, it can actually eventually be going through the mountains and stuff or whatever else I put down here, whatever industries and stations and things like that. So.
Rula says, "We model training it up. Look at those towers."
Yes, yeah, we're definitely getting there on the towers. It's really changed just since summer has begun. Alexandria wasn't here at all, and now it's our biggest tower that we've got. It'll probably be the tallest tower that we will do, considering it's only about 1/4 of an inch from the ceiling. So unless I blow a hole through the ceiling up there and go up, I think he's our tallest one that we're going to have. But we've got our biggest building is going to be right over here. As far as if you think about it as in square footage of real estate, the biggest one's going to be over here because it's going to be roughly about 3.5, 4 foot wide and about 3.5 tall, and then a little higher than that, and then of course the antennas on top. So it'll actually have a bigger face to it, square footage face to it than this has. So that'll actually be our biggest building, but it just won't be as tall. So that's all right. That's all right. We're getting there. Are you staying up with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just waiting. Okay, so Crochet Lady says, "Hi, new chatters. We do have quite a few, so."
Oh,
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the stream.
yeah.
Let's see. Oki says, "Did you see Markland's new big boy? It's gold-plated HO scale, over $2,000.
Oh, good grief. No, I haven't seen that yet. No, haven't seen that.
Great Northern says, "Everyone has big boy fever. I regret not going down to see it in Iowa."
Yeah. I've seen, not running, but I've seen 5 big boys, different ones, over the past 30, 40 years in various museums and stuff. And I got to chase the Challenger a couple of times, so I've kind of been there, done that, and that's I don't mind just watching it on virtual rail. I'm good with that. So especially when they're doing it live and I can catch it live, just keeping up with the schedule. So I'm good with that. That's fine. So yes.
Plumber Bog says, "Me too. Gonna see it in Springfield on its way back through."
Oh, cool. Very cool. Well, that's something. Yeah, if you haven't seen an articulated run, it's really pretty amazing. I mean, I paced my folks and then I on another trip. We paced the Challenger across like about 1/4 of Nebraska a few times, and rolling along those back highways where your speed limit's 55, and to keep up with it, you're doing 75, 80. But of course, everybody is. So who are the police going to ticket? So it's just it's fun to do. It's something to do at least once. So yeah, so it's good. I'm glad they're doing it, and it seems like people are getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. So that's excellent. That's excellent.
Wow.
But
Plumber Boggs asked if it was all brass, that big boy from Markland, but it's all 24 karat gold plated.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Gold foil probably, because that could be a high carat too. So. Interesting. Yeah. No. I $2,000. I could buy 20 engines. So, at $100 a pop, I'd rather have 20 engines. I mean, that's not saying I don't want a big boy eventually, because I'm making all my curves. Because when I did the research on that curve back there that I just showed you, it's a 16.5-inch radius. So I went online and I typed that in N scale. And it actually says that curve can handle no problems, all 6-axle, all large, long cars, and can handle a big boy because of the articulation. So I could essentially run a big boy on this if I wanted to. I may someday, I don't know, if we ever get one. To me right now, I'd rather have the diesels or streamliners at this stage. So I'd like to get a Blue Goose. I'd like to get a 20th Century. I don't know if anybody even makes the. Well, I know they make. I'm pretty sure they make the Hiawatha 464 in N, but I don't think anybody makes the Yellow Belly from C&O. That's the other one. I'm not sure on that. So there's a few I want, plus a couple of English ones. I'd like to get the I'd like to get a Mallard and a Coronation as well. So.
Richie says that big boy he got was from River Osi.
Oh, excellent. So this is I'm assuming HO then, because I don't think River Osi ever did anything in N. I can't remember. So cool. I've had a few of the River Osis over the years, the big boys. Great engines, but that's back when I was just buying and selling. So they didn't stay in my possession for very long. But that's they were. I remember looking at them, and when I make my pictures and stuff, highly detailed, very nice looking engines. Plus a fraction of the cost of the ones that are coming out today, and all you gotta do is put basically a DCC board in it if you want it. So no big deal there. So yeah, it definitely is. This tour has definitely sparked the interest in people wanting to model it and looking for models of it. So that's good. That just keeps interest in the hobby. So, but yeah, let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
Another what? Another road trip.
They're talking to each other.
Oh, okay. So, what we're going to do this week? What's coming this week? Well, like I said, I'm going to paint that curve. That's hour tops with painting time and drawing time. Going to get that done. And probably going to come down this way a little ways with stuff. With some more of the elevated that way. We're going to continue to print. That's what Gabe's clicking in the background right now. He's correcting a few things.
Yeah, I really added some more space onto the sides.
Did you? And did you make it thicker too?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
So
now the same 3 millimeters as everything else.
why did that one get not as 3 millimeters?
Because the windows looked kind of weird.
Okay.
They're just like really thick.
Well, I don't care about that.
Okay.
We need to have the walls thick because being thin like this makes it, when I do all my sandings, I think makes it easy to buckle.
Yeah.
So it just needs to stay uniform like all the rest.
Yep.
Let's see.
Well, you live and you learn.
Yep. Some more printing of that. Oh, printing of the this week, definitely printing for sure of the Bombardier cars, however you want to call it. We'll have our first 2 of those printed. I'm trying to think what else here. Seems like there was something else I had on my docket for this week for here. I can't remember. I need to start making a little checklist. I need to do checklist.
Great Northern says I've got some old N-scale Arnold River Osi Pullman cars, CP Milwaukee Road.
Oh, those would be nice. Yeah.
Richie asks how big the room is.
This room is pretty small. Right now, the area that I am sitting in right here, which includes the bridge area, I'm sitting right in the center of this. It's about 9 foot by 7 foot, so 63 square feet. And we have a second level down below. So I guess 126 square feet of actual bench work. Well, no, because I don't have a crossover here. So that's, so really not. So I guess it's a lot less than that because this is just going to be a dog bone down here on the lower level, just reversing loops on the ends. So it's a pretty tight space. But then when we expand over to that wall and I do the yards, coming out and the diesel servicing facility, we'll pick up a foot from the wall, and that wall is going to be about that's about 7 foot long, maybe somewhere around there. The yard is 7 foot by a foot, maybe a little wider, and then that'll go into over here to the curves for the helix. So we'll be picking up some extra square feet when we do that over there. Down below is going to be all the display case. It's going to be the display case where I can keep all the cars without having to have them in the boxes. Just lined up and covered with plexiglass, so it'll be completely sealed.
Let's see. Great Northern says that room looks bigger than 9 by 7.
I know it does. The buildings are what kind of make a false sense of a large room, but it isn't. It's a very small room, so I'm maximizing what I can do in my space. So you can have, if you're in N-scale, you can have a fantastic layout in a very small space. I mean, fully, as much detail as you want to pack in there and as big as you want to go. I'm kind of regretting having this level up here as high as I did. I'm wishing it was down about another 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches, so I could have taller buildings up top. And it would have put the lower level a little bit further down to make it easier when I'm sitting in the chair to work on it. But that's okay. I'll make it work the way it is. It was I wasn't exactly sure. I'd never done a double level like this before, so I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to do it. But it's going to be definitely pretty good. Sitting on the stools up here when we start to have run sessions and things like that, it's pretty good. Yeah.
2Lax Trained Photographers says hi.
Hey.
And Crochet Lady says it's age catching up. A list would help. LOL.
Yeah, I know. I got to put a list together of what I want to get. We only, well, not only, but Gabe's off for basically 3 months from school, so we'll essentially have about 12 weeks. So I just need to start I need to start putting weekly lists together for what I want to complete during that week, because we have so much to do before he heads back. Plus he has a paper he's got to write this summer too for school for next year. They've asked him to write a paper and potentially go out and do some lectures at some of the other schools. So he's got to work on that. So we got to budget in time there, because that's more important than him printing or doing files by a long shot. So we just kind of have to work around things a little bit, but that's all right. Oh, and I can see my desktop again. I did that too. I should have shown you that. I mean, you saw how big of a mess it was when I actually have probably a workable 2/3 of my desk now. And the rest of it, I could probably just take off. I need to get a little shelf or something beside, just throw all my tools on there, and I'd pick up another 1/5 of my table. So I'll figure something out for that later. But I was able to do that curve. I was actually able to build it on my desktop today, which I haven't been able to build anything that big on there in a long time. So considering I have to do 3 more of these curves, I'm happy about that. So it's getting there as far as getting things organized.
And thank you, Plumber Boggs, very much. Yeah, he said, cool Gabe, what a unique opportunity.
Yeah, it is. He picked out his subject matter, and he's kind of knows what he's going to do, and he's just kind of flying blind because they really didn't give him a whole lot of direction. He told him what he basically thought he'd write about, and they said, oh, that's great. And then that was it. They just kind of left him to his own devices this summer to get it put together. So I know he'll do fine. He perseverates on all the small details and everything, so I know he'll put something good together to go out and talk to the other schools about. So
I hope so.
You'll be fine. I'm full faith. I know you'll do fine. So.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Crochet Lady says, by the way, is your camera charged enough for tonight?
Yeah, it's charged up.
Yeah, we actually did charge it today.
Yeah, he actually just pulled it off the plug right before we came in here. So, yeah, it's doing just fine tonight. Just fine.
Carl Goldberg asks, can I get a job with you kindly, sir?
Building models. Yeah, I've actually had people say, is this a filming set? Is this something you guys are going to be filming here? It's like, well, we are. I mean, you guys are seeing the filming that we're doing, so you're part of it. So, and yes, we are. It's not a filming set for a movie, but it's definitely a filming set for us, for all the different things that we're working on. It's just to highlight and showcase stuff, like these new cars we've got coming up for those engines. You know, I could throw some track down on the ground and run them around, but having it up on something like this will just be that much more impressive. So it's been worth the effort. We've only been at this for what, Gabe, about 8 months?
Yeah, thereabouts.
I would say about 8 months of build time, and we've lost a couple months during that 8 months because of his schooling, where like right before Christmas, all the midterms. And then he had that month off because he just had to really study hard for him. And then the same thing happened in April. So out of the 8 months, we've only really been active for about 6, as far as doing the builds go. Because I don't have any kits that I've bought from anywhere else. Everything we have here has been printed by us, designed by us, and printed by us. So it's when you have downtime like that, you know, obviously we can't get stuff done. So because I'm not going to push them and make him feel like he needs to do anything. So we just kind of take, that's the periods of time that I just kind of take a little time, break myself, and maybe just do little things around the layout. So as far as really building into the layout, we're probably 6-7 months worth of a build. Just taking off all the time that he's had to have. So we're not that far into the overall layout as far as our time and our construction goes. So so give us another 6-8 months, and we're this far already. I think we'll probably be pretty much done with this upper level. I can't see us not being done except for all the super details that have to be finished, like the Broadway Avenue we're going to have back here in the corner, where the big skyscrapers we have on either side of it are going to have all those little TV, those flat screens on there with all those advertisements like Times Square has. That's going to take a long time to do all that, but we'll have basically the buildings in place, roads in place, all the vehicles, everything, and then later we'll come in and we'll do all those fine details and stuff. But I would say within 6 to 8 months we should have pretty much everything done, including our staging area, helix, the whole works, and probably the mountains down below here. Mountains don't take me any time. You guys saw how fast I was able to carve these rock walls back here out of the foam. That's all this is going to be down here, is carving foam and putting landscaping material on it. So that's going to take no time.
MLW says good evening. Went to that show yesterday, got some good deals.
Oh, excellent.
Powered B unit for $5 in the Nather Blue Box.
Oh,
that was amazing.
Nice. Yeah, you still find good deals at the trade shows. I do all the time. This is like a $300 engine that I got for $70 at the trade show in Rockford a little over a year ago. You can find great deals.
Flutterbox says crochet lady with the burn, haha. About the camera being charged.
Yeah. Those of you who don't know what that reference is to, 2 live streams back. Yeah, so we were all off on our movies, talking about movies that night. I wound up I only came in with like a 30% charge, and that wound up being a fairly long live stream. And we didn't really realize that Gabe says, camera's off.
Yeah, just shut off, got the low battery symbol.
Yeah, but you guys were able to still keep chatting, which was great. It didn't kill the feed for you. You just didn't have a video feed until we were able to get another camera up and get it back going. So yeah, no, we won't make that mistake again. We'll make sure we always have 100% or at least close to it before we get started. So
yeah,
live and learn.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the layout got a really good deep clean, which I have not done. I did that on Friday. It still looks like an organized disaster, but at least it doesn't smell dusty from all of the sanding and everything I've been doing. So I wiped everything down. Looks good. Yes.
Oh yeah. Plumber Bond says, when you do the helix, will you be 3D printing anything for that, or just wood?
It's funny you should say that. I was actually sitting here looking at this curve tonight, and I thought, I'd just make my helix out of this curve, these curve pieces, because then we can do it on the computer and get it exactly right, versus having to cut all the wood and do everything. The only problem with that is, well, I guess it's not even really a problem. All I would have to do is just make the legs a little shorter as it goes down. So there's a potential that we may actually use, and then that looked pretty wild, sitting over there in the corner. If I continued the blue elevated track and wound up making that the helix going down, that would probably be pretty wild. But I'm not sure yet.
Tim Fritz asks 3D printed buildings, ?
Yes, everything that we do in here is 3D printed. There's nothing in here that came from a kit bashed, or kit bought from anybody else. Everything is designed. I get the concept. My son puts the design together and prints it, and then I glue it all together and put it in place. So everything you see here is original stuff we've done, and takes a lot of time. Basic building. The Alexandria right here, we're probably on our, there's still have a little bit left. I think we had 10 to 12 days in just solid printing to get the building printed. And it's still not quite complete yet. We're about 94% complete at this stage. So there's a few details to be done and some back panels. So it takes a long time. The Artemis back here, let me see, can you see all of it? No, there's four buildings on that Artemis project. The Artemis complex back here. And I would say we probably have darn near 3 weeks of printing on those four buildings, between 3 and 4 weeks of printing, and that's solid. We're talking 10 to 12 hours a day of the printer just going nonstop for that entire period. So it takes a while to do it. So even though it doesn't seem like it's much, the elevated track takes a while too. Some of the plates we had on these curves right here, on this curve that we did, were 3-hour plates. Which you wouldn't think because it's all just real thin stuff, but it just takes time. So, but in the long run, everything gets exactly the way we want it. A lot of the stuff comes out printed exactly to the right size, maybe a little trim here and there, but for the most part, it's exactly how I want it to be. So it's worth the extra time for that.
MLW says organized disaster. What's that? LOL.
Organized disaster, yeah. Well, it's an organized disaster, yes, because I know where everything is, but it looks like somebody tossed a hand grenade in here in certain areas and just stuff's just poof, everywhere. But it's, yeah, I know where everything is, and everybody knows not to touch this room and to move things in here because then I won't know where my stuff is. So even though it looks like I don't know where my stuff is and it's just all stacked, I know exactly where everything is. So that's the organized part. But yeah, so it's going to be a good week. By the time we do our streams this week, we're probably going to do a stream on Tuesday if I had to guess at it. My wife has a meeting on Tuesday night, so that would probably be a good night to do another stream. So I'm going to try to get, like I said, I'm going to get that painted blue, probably get the other curve in, get that done so you can see how we've got ourselves bookended with the curves on our elevated track come Tuesday. If I can be to that point, I'll be really lucky. So, because there's a lot of sanding left to do, all these little bits over here, I've got to, if you're not familiar with 3D printing, you can either have a smooth surface that you print on, or you can have a textured surface to print on. We print on a textured surface because we find the adhesion is really good. Well, that leaves a surface that you have to sand if you don't want that texture to be seen. So everything, so for example, on this right here, this side right here all had texture to it. So I have to use the Dremel, I have to grind that down, and then once that's ground down, then I got to come back with the file and I have to smooth it just to get rid of the melt areas that the Dremel does. Because the file just won't do it on its own. It's some of the grooves are just too deep. So every piece has that. So every one of these, when you look at the bridges, every single piece has been ground down with the Dremel and then sanded. Yes.
Fried chicken yesterday says hello.
Hello there.
Josh says, what's that one building where the uprise track is and on the other side without the new curve?
I'm sorry, where the new track is. Okay, so I'm assuming you're meaning this. Is that on the picture? Yeah, that's on the picture. If this is what you're talking about, this is our parking garage. It's a 10-level custom parking garage we've done. I've got to sand it, get it all smooth, and to where it doesn't wobble. And that's our, how many story? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-story parking garage. And this right here, if this is what you're referring to, this is our convention center with our 2 towers, and we're going to be putting a big main convention hall back behind it. I think that's what you're talking about. This is the Titan, this is the Mako. This is going to be an office building, and this will probably be another office building. I'm thinking these are apartments, and I'm thinking this is a hotel. So that's kind of one of the gist of things right now at this point. If that's what you were referring to. I hope that answered the question on that. And then of course the station is right here. Yeah, you can see it too. So that's what we've got going. And this right here, the big one that we're making of this, I think this is going to be an office building. It just kind of lends itself to an office building look. This, if you weren't with us earlier, this was we thought this was going to be about the size of our standard buildings on this layout. Well, we blew all that to you know what by building these things. So now this is just a dwarf. So this is the new panel. This is this tower right here, this middle tower right here. That's now how wide that's going to be. So instead of it being like 1.5 inches, you're looking at about a 6-7 inch wide panel. So this is and this is only about maybe 16 inches tall. This middle piece now is going to be about 4 foot. So we'll be stacking all these up and doing that. So that'll be coming. I'm thinking I'm going to put that guy right over there close to where the camera is set. It'll be a nice, since it's got kind of some neat lines to it, I can put it at a little bit of an angle right there and have the curve kind of sweep back behind it of the elevated track. So I think that's where that
Josh
was
says
destined.
awesome, and yes, that was the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then of course, like I said, then we'll have our big flat fronted building over here that will be our combined railroad headquarters. It'll be BNSF, MRL, Amtrak, and probably one more. And they'll all have their signs up on top because it's going to be massive transmission towers on top with all the dishes and everything that they use. Because in addition to being the corporate offices, it'll also be the control centers. I've toured the control center I toured it for Santa Fe back in the mid-90s, back in New Mexico, and it was really amazing to see the control center in Albuquerque. So we're gonna like base 2 or 3 floors of that will be all the control centers for the railroads. And then they'll each have their partial interiors for their corporate offices and stuff. So, and then up on the top, we're going to have a secondary level that'll be shrunk down a little bit, kind of like our stair steps. And that'll be like the big wigs offices up top next to the transmission towers.
Trackside Pacific says, hello everyone, caught 1776 and 2026 today.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So that's what's in the works, and then I'm probably not going to do anything over here in the corner where the curve goes around because I'm going to have to make some special elevated tracks for the switches to get us over to the helix and over to the staging. So I'm just going to kind of write off that corner for being the area that just gets us into this back area. That should be all I have to have is just a set of switches to get myself over there, and then we can do anything we want to do. Trying to keep the switches down to a minimum. They're probably going to be like 4 on this level to get us back, to get us through these tracks, to get us back into this area. And then probably about 4, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 6 for the elevated tracks. Because I don't think the tracks I'm going to make dedicated subway lines, I don't think I'm going to put any switches on that. Those are probably always just going to be those 2 subway trains that'll be going and stopping. We'll use that. We'll buy that kit where you can have the subway trains pull in, stop automatically for a couple of seconds, and then move on. So those 2 tracks will probably not have any switches on them, just due to the fact that we'll have that just as a constant operation on those 2 loops. So the other 2 tracks will be the only ones we have to have switches on to get over to the helix and to the staging. So that should work out pretty good. Trying to keep that down because that's where almost all derailments come from, is when you're passing through switches. At least probably 70-80% of them. So if I can keep that down to a minimum, then operations should be a lot smoother. So
Jeff asks, why are you pointing at stuff we can't see?
well, a lot of people have seen and know. We will do a tour of it. Most people that have been with us on all the things know exactly. They've seen this a lot. But I'll give you another tour around the layout here in just a sec. But yeah, so that's why, because a lot of people have been with us quite a while. But I'll show you everything here just again in a second.
Trackside said I was out rail fanning with a couple of rail fans today.
Oh, that's always fun to do, especially if the weather's nice. The weather was nice here today. It's probably our last nice day of weather. We're heading into the 90s next week with humidity. But then next Sunday it's going to only be 69. So we're going to go from 92 on Wednesday to Sunday 69. All right, so let me, for those that you haven't seen what we're talking about, I will do another quick little loop around. For those of you that know what we're doing, just bear with us here just a sec. So again, here's our station. I'm going to be working fairly soon on the platforms in because we'll have an elevator on the back wall back here along with steps They get down to the loading platforms for our passenger trains. We're going to be continuing up here with our park area by having all these planters on each side, lots of greenery. Our park area is going to be all along this front area right here. We'll have lots of trees and grass and areas for people picnicking and things like that. And so that's going to look really nice. Elevated track's going to come back behind the Alexandria right here, come in front of the Artemis, and be in front of the rest of it all the way this way. Those of you who haven't seen the Artemis or the Alexandria, here's the Alexandria. It's got some bump outs on the back end of it.
Jeff says hi.
Hi, Jeff. So that's this is our biggest building. It's only about 1/4 of an inch from the ceiling. Titan is about 2 inches from the ceiling. It's painted. It's done. All I've got to do is put the window glazings in. I'll have the rest of this painted within the next few weeks. All of it will be the same color. This top right here will be the color of that blue right there. It's the oxidized copper. Here was the little close-up now of the parking garage. Like I said, it's got a bit of a wobble to it. I'll get all that leveled. Everything will be good on that when I get done with it. We're going to have a big background building right behind it right here. This is our convention center. We'll have probably about up to about this tall. The actual convention hall part that will be disappearing. It'll be partial background, partial part of the structure back behind here. We're going to have a restaurant area between the two towers right up here on the top. This is where Broadway is going to go, right back into the corner. We're going to have skyscrapers on either side going all the way back with all of the those little TV screens having all the advertisements going. This is where the huge corporate office is going to go. It's going to go right here. This is just temporary. We will have the elevated track that we have behind me here will look like this here. This is coming out of here, but the elevated track will be here. It'll go back behind the offices. The green space for the park will still continue right through here. This is where the curve of the elevated track comes in and hooks up with the bridge. This is where the Helix is going to go. This is all this summer, mind you. Helix is going to go here to connect all three levels, this level, this level, and this level.
Trackside says you have a nice setup.
Well, thank you.
Okie says in Florida we're not getting any of the 250th stuff.
Oh, yeah. It all seems to be where you can just stay on the main lines. Up here where you can just go east-west a lot easier.
On Jeff Amazian, who asked what you were pointing about, I said thumbs up live.
Okay. So this is our Skid Row area right here. This has got all of our buildings that are all going to be run down completely. You know, every city has these areas. This right here, if you weren't with us before, this is where the meth lab exploded and took out the top floor of this. You can see all the burn marks and the boarded up windows. Be a pool in here with a body floating face down. Got the parking lot. That was the last thing we did on this, along with the fence in the back with all the graffiti on it. So then the Helix will be here to connect all these, along with connecting to the lower level that's right here. That's going to be mostly all mountains and running out in the forest and stuff. Helix, and then a bypass track on the lower level here will come to this wall right here. This is where the all of the yards will be, and diesel servicing facilities will all be against this wall right here, and they'll go back behind the door. There's about a foot back here, maybe a little bit more. That'll all tuck back in there. All the staging that'll bring everything out and put it into the levels here, or it can hit the Helix and go wherever it needs to go. So what we finished new was this right here. This is what we designed Friday and built this weekend. This is our curve track. We finally got the curve section done. It was a good 90-degree right here. Head straight down this way back behind the buildings. So that's pretty much, and this right here is what I said, where I cleared out. This is where all the mountains are going to be, is this corner. I'm going to hide these right here with mountains, and we're going to have a tunnel right here so that I can bring the trains through some tunnels. That's going to look pretty neat, and then we'll have some industries back along this wall.
Okie says have the band Skid Row performing.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. We'll have some sort of something going on there, block party of some sort.
And Jeff Elmasian says amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. So, 6 months of work, it's really starting to come together pretty good, I would say. So we had a good time doing the ballasting on Thursday. Everybody just liked seeing how I did that. So I've got those 3 tracks over on that wall that I've got to do. So probably in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll spend another day during the week, ballasting that, bringing it all the way around, so that I'll pretty much have like 3/4 of the ballasting on this lower level done. Yes.
Josh says there's a leaning building on the other side that looks tanned. I think the panel. Maybe?
This guy right here, maybe?
Yeah, I bet so. Oh yeah, because it is leaning.
It is, yeah, it's just, I've just got this set in place. This was a test building. I've just got the back panel just pushed into place. I'll do something with this. This was actually going to be our biggest skyscraper. When we first started putting, we thought, this is massive, this is huge, this will be bigger than anything, we'll make this our tallest skyscraper. Well, so much for that. So that back panel isn't in, because no back panels are glued in, because that way I have access to put, that's probably what makes it look like it's leaning. The back part is pushed out a little bit. I'll probably never actually glue any of the back panels in to any of these buildings, because by the time I get done doing what I need to do interior wise, I'll have it to where it's a force fit for the back panel, so that it'll just stay in place, so that if I need to do work interior wise on them, or lights burn out or whatever, I can get into it without any problems, because there's no way with this narrow of a thing I'd be able to get my arm down in there. Plus, I mean, this right here, this guy right here, that's probably almost 3 feet. I'd have a hard time stretching in and doing any kind of repair work if I didn't have the back panel to be able to come off. So I'll have those as force fits or a way to latch them somehow. And each level will be able to come off. So if I don't need to work on the lower section, I'll be able to take these upper sections off and do whatever work I need to do to them. I'll never have them glued to the other sections. That'll just make more ease of maintenance and service to everything that we'll have going on the insides. So I hope that answers that. So, all right.
Josh says, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I'll find a spot for this guy. I'll probably put him towards the back, or maybe back behind a building or something, so he just kind of peeks around the corner or something like that, or I don't know. I'll find a spot for him. He just seems awful small right now. He has size envy. So anyway, and then of course I did figure out a way to do, well, theoretically I figured out a way to do this. I wanted some modern buildings, some more modern buildings. Like the front here is like what was original, like, downtown Chicago, along that area where it's all the old style. So that's what I wanted here in the front. But then as you moved away from this front row of buildings, I wanted more modern buildings filtering in. So this stuff right here, I'll get this. This right here is foam core. A lot of you have used foam core, I'm sure. On this side, it's a self-stick or a self-adhesive. So you just peel this off. There's stickum on the other side of this. You just peel this off, and there's sticky on there. So this is pretty good size. I know I can get this up to a 30 by 40 sheet. So that's a little over a 3 foot tall. So that would be fine for like a lower level. And then I could do the step back like we did on that wall right over there. So what I'm going to do is I've shown you guys that foil. I don't know where I put that at. I think I took it back in the corner, but I don't know where did I put the foil? I don't know where I put the foil.
Josh, William Kilgore says Spider-Man can swing through there.
Yeah. Actually, that's going to be one of our Easter eggs. Is we will have Spider-Man on one of the buildings. Here we go. Okay, so
stupid stop motion asks if we're building this for Scientology. No. Okay, so let's see. Josh says, if the tallest buildings will be hard to get onto the very top, though.
Yeah, I've got a step ladder that goes up. That's a fold-out step ladder that gets me at like an extra 4 foot of height, very sturdy. So I'll be able to get up there and do what I need to do. But anyway, so on this,
sorry, we've got.
No, that's okay.
Vinny X says it's a big enough room. Wow, face.
Yeah, well, it's actually not a big room. This whole room is only maybe about 10 by 10. So, but yeah, we're maximizing our space.
Mr. Wallahi says, gotta have the Joker and Batman too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna have all kinds of Easter eggs, and then we'll put up, like I said, a list, and we can do a live stream, and they'll be over on the description side, and you'll be able to see what you need to, and whatever we put on that list, will be visible. And we'll just leave it up long enough for you guys to be able to see if you can find everything. I mean, we're gonna have some really neat car things. We're gonna have like window washers, maybe one dangling from the side, like one of the ropes broke. Spider-Man swinging between buildings. We thought about that. Might have a bus stop that has the South Park kids waiting for the bus. So we're just gonna have all kinds of things along here, and then you guys will just be able to look and find all that. Plus, we'll do like slow pans and things like that, so that maybe things that are tucked back behind, you'll be able to find them a little bit more. So we'll have good fun with that. So anyway, back to the background buildings and modern buildings. So like I said, I've showed you guys this reflective foil stuff. This is a gift wrap for baskets, and there's like a dozen different colors. So on this foam core that you peel off and you have that sticky side, I'm going to roll out a color, pick a color, roll out a color that's nice color. Get with no bubbles, nothing. Get it. I know how to do that because I've done a lot of that kind of thing where you just roll it gently and you have like a squeegee and you just keep getting it flat, get all the bubbles out. And then we're going to get auto striping tape, real thin stuff, about like that big in width, a contrasting color to whatever foil we pick, and we'll use that to create the windows and the floors, just thin little stuff. So it's like almost all glass like you see in big city downtowns. And we'll put that against the walls. Those will be some of our background buildings, will be just those kind of buildings with different levels, different getting smaller and smaller as you go up. Yes.
Oki says you should actually put the Easter egg of the Joker, Batman, and Spider-Man there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We definitely will.
We're gonna have all kinds of things. I mean, by the time we're done, there will literally be probably hundreds, if not thousands, of Easter eggs on this layout. The Skid Row alone is probably going to have several hundred Easter eggs on it, with all the kinds of things we're going to have there, to where we got the camera set up there. You guys are going to be going crazy trying to find all the stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun. And not to mention like the park areas, all the things that are going on in the park right here. This whole front green space that's going to go along all there. There's going to be a ton of stuff along there. And then, like some special signs for buildings and the businesses, the industries will have unusual businesses and stuff, plays on words and things like that. But
Oki says he needs a real Easter egg, like
an
actual
a real Easter egg.
We oughta just something really, really tiny.
Yeah. I want an Easter egg. I want an Easter egg. I want an Easter egg. That was a cartoon from Bugs Bunny. So the little terrible child Bugs Bunny had to deal with. Yeah, we need to do that so we can have an Easter egg with Bugs Bunny and the little kid. That'd be pretty good. So anyway, so look for this to come. We'll be getting more colors of these. We're going to be using these for a lot of the interiors of our big buildings too. Probably half the buildings that we build will have this as reflective inserts from behind for these window areas, and the others will actually have true window glazings with shades and being able to be lit up. And the ones that we use this on, we will put hidden down here among the scenery and stuff. We'll have those little high intensity lights that will shine up on the buildings. So even when we're running at night, the buildings will glow. These will glow whatever color they are. So we'll have some really good stuff with that. I'm going to put this back where it goes. Well, it doesn't really, not that it goes there, but it's out of the way there. So. But yeah, I've got good lights for down here. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this and I want to get back to scenery. It seems like forever since I did this rock wall, and I really want to get back into the rock and the stone down below is all going to be more limestone type, so it'll be more of the yellow browns on that than it is the granite look of this. So they're going to see how I do that as far as that goes. So. All right, I think I'm not going to I've got stuff still sitting on track here and there because when I was doing the measurements and stuff, I'd have to clean a lot up to run tonight. But I think Tuesday, we're probably going to do some running. So if you like this, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notifications, because we generally only put like maybe an hour notice ahead of when we're going to go live, because we never know. Like the one we did on Thursday, we didn't even put a notice up. I was just sitting around working on stuff, and I told Gib, I said, let's go live. And we went live. And it wound up being one of our best viewed lives in a long time. So this summer, way the summer is and all that we're doing, best thing to do is just put the notification up. To where even if we don't put up a notice about when we're going to go live, it'll give you the notice when we do go live. So, and if you have subscribed, thank you very much. But you might check your subscription status, because we have found out that it is happening quite a bit lately to other people, that some channels are losing their subscribers, not because they're quitting, because they're coming back, that YouTube is actually unsubscribing people from stuff. So if you are, you might check your subscription status just to make sure everything's good, so you don't miss anything that we're doing this summer.
Josh says I'm still working on my new project.
Oh, well, good, good. I'm working on our new projects too. I think a layout never ends in new projects. You know, even in mostly finished layouts, they're, oh, let's change this, do something new. So you never end that. You never end projects ever. So, but that's the good thing about the hobby. Just, you know, then if you finally do get sick of everything, then you tear it down and start all over again. My dad went through, I don't know, half a dozen layouts, something like that. It just never seemed satisfied. It would always get to like the operational stage. One layout that had the most scenery on it is the one I did all the scenery on. It wasn't complete. It was only about maybe a third scenic, but otherwise you'd get it to the bench work stage, then something would be wrong with it, and it would all have to change and be restarted. So, but that's how it is for a lot of people. Yes.
Okie says me 3 and Crochet Lady says me 4.
Yeah.
Okie says I wish I could take a break on my locomotives.
Yeah. I'm probably, by the time we get done with this, I'm probably never going to want to see another 3D printed building again the rest of my life. But that's years away from now, because once we get done with this room, we have the attic waiting for us. So the attic is a finished attic. It's all carpeted. It's drywall, the whole works. It's just another level of the house. So one end of it, down at this end down here, we're actually going to do a dog bone up there, but it's going to be about 3 times the size of the space of this. So we will be putting a lot bigger industries there, run a lot longer trains, and we maybe do multi-levels with an HO on one level and the N-scale on another, and potentially a third level with Z. If we can see the price of those Z engines come down a little bit more, we may think about that, but I'm not sure, because I've got some Z tracks sitting right over there. And I can only imagine how much we could fit. We wanted to do Z here, but it's just so expensive right now. So when there's more competition in manufacturing in the next 5 to 10 years, then maybe we can do a Z track up there. Because I can only imagine if we were doing Z, then I could do monstrous. I mean, you can think about Z versus N. I mean, my skyscrapers in Z would be huge. I mean, these things right here are pushing 50 stories, 60 stories. One of them I've got is a 70 story. So I'm sure if we were in Z, we'd be doing 100, 120 story buildings easy. So that might make it interesting when we get up there to do that. So, or if Gabe moves up there for his graduate work, then in his room that he's got, then we'll probably do maybe a Z in there. So we'll just wait and see. But we definitely have more layout coming. So it's going to be a long time before we're done printing and doing things. At least another decade or two. Easy. Or until health gives out and just can't do it anymore. So we'll see. But I'll just keep at it till we can. So anyway, so we're, I'm going to start making a checklist to try to get through what I need to get through each week. But I would say this last week was pretty successful. I pretty much, other than painting that, finishing that top of that tower, puttying it, and painting it that oxidized copper, that's the only thing I didn't get done this week that I really wanted to do. And in fact, we did a little beyond. Probably if I hadn't done the curve, which was not a project at the beginning of this week, actually even thinking about doing that curve, had we not done that, I would have done the top of that. So really, work-wise, I'm probably about where I wanted to be. So that's good. That's a good thing. Got all this done, got that done, got a few other things finished up, got some stuff sanded over here. So a pretty good week. Plus this. So right here. We did this earlier in the week.
Okay, yes. Actually, man, he says, I wish I could take a break on buying locomotives.
Yeah, yeah,
Josh says there's no stopping buying trains. It's a disease. LOL.
yeah. Yeah, only time I really do a lot of buying at trade shows, and lately it's been mostly cars. And now that I have found some really good cars for printing, we're probably going to be printing most of our cars too. And then all we'll be out is just buying the trucks for them. Well, and decals. But when you consider, you know, cars are going for, I don't know, anywhere from $20 to $40 a piece in scale. Between decals and trucks, I'll probably be able to put something together for about $15, and the print material on something that small is nothing. So we can build fleets of cars, and there's some really unusual and unique cars out there too. So we'll be doing a lot of that, I'm sure, in the future when we get past all of these buildings. So anyway, that's where we're at. So again, I hope you guys had a really good week this week.
Bud Morgan says howdy from Texas.
Well, hello there. Glad you've joined us. We're just kind of if you've missed quite a bit, but this will be archived. So if you want to go back and see what we've talked about, all these buildings, all the track, it usually becomes available almost immediately as soon as we're done live streaming. It kicks over into our live section, regular videos. So.
Justin Lines asks, do you use a resin printer for the cars?
No, we don't. We have a PLA printer. It takes a little bit of sanding and some filing to get it to look as good as resin, but I just like it because the fumes aren't as much. And I know they now have a resin that's not as bad fume wise, but we've had this for about 2 years now, and I think it works better for us with our enclosed environment that we have that we work in. For example, like on all these big buildings, they're smooth. They're completely smooth. You won't see a single layer line from the PLA in them because I sand everything. I get down on the floor, I get my hand sander, I get my safety stuff on, and then I just sit and sand, and then I vacuum up afterwards. And everything is just smooth as glass. Yeah.
MLW says, if I were to scan a blue box frame and shell, could I 3D print them for personal use, or is that stuff under patent with Athearn? No, you'd be able to, as long as you don't like sell the files online or share them. Then if it's just for personal use, you're just fine.
But you gotta have the software for all that, though.
And the scanner and stuff.
Yeah, it takes some special things to do all that.
Usually the scanner comes with the software, but
does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just really expensive.
Yeah, obviously. Because you got to be able to take a 2D, go 3D with it. So.
Justin Lane says, "Nice, thank you."
Yeah. So the other thing that we got done when I got all of this done here this week, as I finished up, I had some gaps back here next to the wall. So I was able to fill those in with the sand. Came out looking really nice. I'm happy with that. All that's left here is I'm going to do an angle cut. Like come over a little bit and do an angle cut right here and backfill all this so it looks like it's a transition from the stone to the concrete a little bit better. So when you guys, probably the next week or two, you'll notice this will be done. It'll look more finished than it looks right now. So that's coming up. I was testing this out this week. This is one of the fences that I made. This is a custom made wood fence with the little boards cut out. I cut all that out, made the stuff on the back. And I'm thinking I'm going to put this like right along here because I'm going to put 3 taller tenement houses, probably about like this tall, but still have a little more run down. Not as run down as, where the meth lab exploded, but a little more run down, probably like 3 about this tall right here, and we'll back this with the fencing. So this will all be a continuation of the Skid Row area, just a little nicer part. This is the nicer Skid Row area. So that's what this is, in case if you were wondering what this white thing was that was sitting right here. It's the fence that's protects all my little people from running across my train tracks and getting killed. So that's what that is. Of course, there'll be graffiti all over it too and everything. So.
Let's see. Justin Line says, "Nice, thank you."
Yeah.
Jason asks, "What are you going to do with the interiors of the buildings? What can you see through the windows, or what you see through the windows?"
Okay, so we will do random rooms. Is what we're going to do. So let me see. Can you see this building? No, you can't. So back here behind on this, I'll turn it here and I'll show you. back here on this building, for example, I'll pick out maybe 10 2-window sections, or maybe 4 window sections. I don't know. I haven't decided. But I will pick out random ones here just scattered. And I'll create a little box, styrene box that's on the inside that I'll put an interior in. And then we'll get it all painted, everything, whatever to it. And then once the window glazes is in place, then I'll glue those in from the backside and light those by themselves away from the rest of the lighting in the building. So that when we bring the camera in closer for operations and stuff, you'll be able to actually, and then sometimes I'll bring the camera up and you guys can see what our little people are doing in the privacy of their homes or their apartments or whatever. You'll be able to see the interiors. Now the rest of the windows, we will have shades. Either some will be pulled down completely, some will be halfway down, some will be able to see lights coming through, but there'll be no interiors. And some I will put black electrical tape behind to give a look like lights are off. So it'll just be a staggered look on every building.
Well, thank you, Joshua. Joshua Hogg sent a gold coin for 10 jewels.
Oh, well, thank you. And I have said before, and say it again, we keep track of all the people that have donated. And there will be plaques up around the layout. So, because this is going to be open to the public. When you're coming through here, we work out a time that's good for both. You'll be able to come and watch it operate, help operate. We'll have some set up so you can run a train. And all these will be available for people to see who's helped out with this. People that are members of our membership section, those that have purchased things off of our Amazon wish list that are on the layout to be used, those that have done the gifts through the live streams. Everybody will be, now we're only using the name that you use for your identification, like what you're using right now. So we use that, for privacy's sake. Whatever you use, that whatever your public is, that's what we'll use. We won't ever use your name personally unless you want us to. So that'll all be up in here everywhere because everything that is donated stays here. We don't get it. We don't use it for anything else. It doesn't go to buy a dinner. It doesn't go to do anything. It goes straight into the layout because we're working on a shoestring budget with this. So I may not seem it, but I added up, I guess it was last week. And right now, everything, bench work, electric, all of the PLA, filament for the buildings, everything, power packs, everything that you see in here, we're sitting at about $800 right now is where we're at, $850, something like that. So we are trying to do things so we can show people that you don't have to put tens of thousands of dollars into a layout, that you can do it on the cheap and make it look really good. Yes?
Let's see. Fizzleout says Gojira.
Yep, Godzilla. We will have Godzilla here someplace in a silhouette form or something in the background. So you can do this. The printer that we use, we caught it on sale, and I've seen it on sale since for about $300. That's a very small, that's the price of an engine for something that will produce all of this. So it's worth spending that up front. Take one less engine, buy yourself a printer. Filament is cheap. I was figuring on these big buildings, there's a couple of companies that make buildings about this size, well, not quite as tall as this. They, like the tallest buildings they do is about 3 foot in height in scale, and ours push 4+. And I added up, if you add all the extensions on to bring it up to the 3 foot, 3.5 foot, something like that, it would run you about $1,200 to $1,500 per building. Okay, so we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. So if you were to buy those through some of these custom builders online, with all the extensions to do and everything, you're looking at $11,000 to $12,000 right there for a $300 printer. So I can't tell you that's the way to go. And along with all the rest of the little stuff that goes on, the bridge, our elevated track, I don't even know how much that would cost from somebody, but it's all been on the same machine.
Joshua Hogg says, making my own layout, what tips do you recommend?
It depends upon how you want to go about it. Those of you that have been with us for a long time know that we started out, I like scenery and I like having what the scene is going to look like. So for a long time, we didn't know what this was going to be. We thought up here we would have some. If you go way back in our videos, 8, 9 months ago. Well, I guess it's really not way back. We were going to have an elevator back here, grain elevator back here. We were going to have a blast furnace and steel mill over here. And that kind of morphed into, well, let's build a few buildings. And that morphed into, let's have a bigger skyline. That morphed into, let's have skyscrapers. And so we didn't actually get these 3 tracks down right here, our 3 main lines down right here until about 4 months ago, maybe 4.5. Prior to that, we were just building buildings, putting the foam down, building buildings, getting the bench work taken care of. I had no track plan. I didn't know what I was going to do. I wanted the focus, for me, the important thing was visual. I wanted to get it set in my head how I wanted the final product to look before I started working with the track. So that's backwards for most people when they build layouts. Most people will build, they'll design out their track plan, they'll build that, and then they'll start filling in from there. They'll have a kind of a general idea where they want industries to go and things like that. I wanted to have a firm idea and realization of how this could look. And we started building it from there, and then, of course, that changed everything. If we'd put track down, if we'd done bench work and put track down, I would have been so disappointed. After we started doing these things, I would have been ripping up everything anyway, and that would have been a total waste of money. So it depends. If you're firm on just a type of what you want to do, go with the track plan first. If you know exactly what you want to do, track plan it out, assess your industries, everything, get it all, there's programs for that to be able to do it, which will help you with your radiuses and your switches and all that you have to do. If you're wanting the overall scene at the end to be the main part, and the trains are just part of the scene, which is more what it is for me. I love my trains. I absolutely love them. And if you see my weathered stuff, I take my art background, I put it right into my weathering. Hang on a second. I put it right into my weathering. And I made them part of the art now, because I consider this, when I get done with this, I consider this like doing a painting when I was back doing my artwork. So this to me is the canvas. This is what I'm building, this is what I'm painting and I'm doing. And now I want my trains to live up to what I'm doing back here. So everything's coming together. So I just went about it completely in reverse of what most people do. So my recommendation is just, if you know what you do, exactly what you're going to do, right down to it, then just go with the track plan and do it. That way you can be up and running a lot sooner. I mean, we've only been running for like 4 months. So it depends on what you want to do, is basically what I'm going to say. If you're looking for the overall look, you may think about it, playing around with your space for a while, maybe building a few things, setting them in place, and then start thinking about your track work. But if you know exactly, then go for it. Yes?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I was just looking at the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, usually when you're rear back like
Right.
that is to get my attention.
Right.
So
Joshua says, thanks for the tips.
yeah. So look and see how people do theirs. This just worked best for me, and that's because of my background with art. I like I said, I consider this a canvas, and I was always so particular about my artwork with my trains that I used to be a railroad artist. I'll show some of my stuff on another day, but I've done hundreds and hundreds of pieces. So I wanted to be visual, and then the trains would be the surprise. You wow them with the imagery. They go, "Wow, look at all those buildings!" And then here comes a train. Oh, look, there's a train working. That, to me, I wanted to have that as the surprise part of it. So you don't really think about it, because you just think like the elevated track's part of your big city, but then here comes a running train. So it's just kind of that wow factor, that shock value of, oh, you actually have something working here, instead of just being like a movie set type of thing. So that was, for me, was the biggest goal.
Josh says, heading off.
Okay.
Awesome live stream.
Oh, well, thank you. Glad you were here with us.
Joshua asks, what's your favorite steam engine?
Ooh, steam engines. Pretty much anything articulated or streamliner. I couldn't really narrow it down from that. I pretty much love all our articulated stuff, and love the how beautiful streamliners looked. I mean, there was class back in the day. You think about how they designed those things to make them aerodynamic and for speed and all that, and it just turned into a beautiful engine. So, you go from the streamlined Hudsons to some of the smaller class, just beautiful stuff. So, and both European and American. Because, like I said, I like the Mallard and I like the Coronation classes, and any of the Hudsons. So yeah, that's what I would have to say. I love the Daylight, even though it's a semi-streamliner because it still has elements of a typical nose, but then the streamlined skirting on it looks beautiful too. So, but a lot of that has to do also with the paint job. It just looks neat, streamlined and sleek. So, yeah. So that's what I'd say for as far as steam engines go. Yeah, anything articulated is really cool. I think it's because the more moving parts, the better. You have all those rods and drivers going, and if the rods aren't in sync, but I like them better when they're in sync. But I mean that's hard to do. I mean to keep them in sync. But it's pretty cool.
Funk Nation says I just saw you got the Amtrak 203 and 160.
Yes, we did. They're right here. I haven't taken them out yet. We're going to do a review of them like we've done all the rest of the engines. I'm sure they're going to come out with flying colors. And we talked about earlier the really cool custom passenger trains we're going to make with these. They're going to get Bombardier cars because Amtrak's actually buying Bombardier cars right now, and they're converting them. They're buying Metrolink cars and they're converting them. So we're going to make our own Metrolink. Well, not Metrolink, ex-Metrolink. But we're going to paint them into custom colors for both the Pepsi can and the track safety ones. So they're going to be two really cool looking engines and trains by the time we get done with that all set up.
Aruanshin says very cool.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. Joshua asks, can you do an unboxing on stream?
Oh, we probably could. I'm not set up to do it tonight, but I probably could. Because where I was doing my unboxings is now completely full of stuff, so I could probably do it down below before I start putting my mountains in. I might do an unboxing this week, and we'll just kind of wait and see how that goes. I have a ton of stuff I haven't even shown yet. We got some cool little mystery boxes in-scale mystery boxes in. I kind of know what's supposed to be in them. We've opened some up. I might do one of those unboxings. That might be kind of good. Where are they? Back there. We got a couple boxes I haven't even, they're still, I've had them for months, and I haven't even gotten into them yet. I've been so busy. So I'm hoping those are the cryo cars, the cryogenics. I love cryogenic cars. It's probably one of my top car out there that I really like, that and Ortner's. The cryo cars, because I love putting graffiti on my cars, and the boldest graffiti I usually see is on either cryo cars or auto racks. And cryos, and I think I know why it is, because those cars are mostly white or light cream, and it's a fantastic base for guys that use a lot of bright colors for what they do. So every one of these cryo cars, I bought about, I think it was about 8 of them. I found a bunch of people put them up for sale about 6 months ago, and I bought about 8 of them online. I think I averaged about $7, $8 a car, something like that, and then combined shipping on some things. So that's what those are going to destined to be. They're all going to be total, fully done, custom painted graffiti on all of them. I do that with a brush, regular paintbrush, and I talked about this before, and we're going to do a video of that here fairly soon, how to use the ink to do outlining and to do scribble graffiti and things like that. I finally picked up, it was on sale at Hobby Lobby, and I picked up an ink pen set and some ink. So I'm gonna, now that I've got, and it's such a fine point. I used to work with ink back in my early art days, and I'm gonna show you guys how to actually do that, how to use that. You can use that for even something as simple as you know, like when a car comes in and it's had damage or something, and they'll put chalk marks on the side of the car, you know, with little notes. You know, the crews will, the yard crews will, saying what needs to be done. But that's so fine and it's so small. Well, in scale paintbrushes, you just can't replicate that. It's going to be a big, fat, broad line. Well, with the pen, you can just make it just like almost the width of a pen, like a person actually drew on there. So even if you don't want to do the graffiti part of it, but you'd like to do things modern to where, you know, like maybe there's some still notation marks on your cars from when it had repair work done, this is what you use. And I'll show you how to do that, and I'll show you how it's all in the pressure you use in the pen. Because the more pressure you put, the wider the point, and the wider the line comes out. So I'll show you how to do all that. So those will be all videos coming up this summer. So another good reason, if you want to see how to make stuff really realistic like that, another good reason to like and subscribe and hit the notifications, because this is stuff for sure going to come up this summer.
Let's see. Oki says I like 301 also, and Funk Nation says 203 and 100 are my favorite Amtrak paint schemes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Crochet Lady says I can't believe we stayed on track, pun intended, tonight. So cool.
Yeah, we did. We did stay. We didn't get off topic tonight like we did the past couple of times between movies and cars, but that's okay. It's kind of fun to talk those nights too about those kind of things. So it just, you know, it's just one of those things. It just happens. So we generally when I'm like working on something, like if I was the one that we did on is when I was working on the table. I don't remember what I was working on. What was I working on the table when we started talking about movies? I was doing something big on the table.
Something.
And it just wound up being it was a great thing to do because it allowed me to concentrate on what I was doing, but it gave me something to talk about too. So that's a good thing to do when I'm in a work session, is to kind of get off topic and talk about other things. So, because it allows me to concentrate more on what I'm trying to get done. So, yeah. All right, so then I think that's what we'll do. Probably we're going to do a live stream Tuesday night. Thursday, like I said, I have
Oki says you were sanding
sanding.
with the hand, that sponge.
Oh yeah. Now I remember. Yep. That's what I was doing. So we'll do a live stream Tuesday night, and probably Friday, maybe a Friday day, doing something that. Thursday, we're trying to do one about every 2 days, but Thursday is the day I'm getting together with a good friend, and we are doing weathering. I've got a set of cars here set aside along with a few box cars. I'll show you what we got. This is what we're going to work on. These are just great practice cars. I've got 4 of these. We're going to weather these down. We're going to fade them, and then we're going to dirty them, and then we're going to rust them, and then we're going to put black streaks on them and stuff to get them looking like, let's see here. I'm going to get one of these. This was a really dark black before, and now it's faded. I've got all the rust on it, on the ends, everything. These will be even more visible because they're a lighter car, so you'll be able to see a lot more with these. So we're going to be doing something like that on Thursday. So these, the ones he does, I'm just going to let him take with him when he goes. But I'm going to be showing him how to do all of that, get the undersides, the whole works. And if he wants coal in them, I've got my little bag of coal over there. So we'll fill them with coal, use my glue, and we'll get them all filled up. And it's only going to take a couple hours, 2-3 hours to do all 4 of these. And then I'll have 2 to add to mine and send 2 with him. So we're doing that on Thursday. And let's get these back over here out of the way. And I definitely am going to get started on this because I want this to really start to take shape now.
Locomotive Works says hi.
Hey! All right. So I think, we've been on for about an hour and 45 minutes already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. So we covered a lot tonight. I'll do one more quick tour around the layout before we log off. But I want to get a decent night's sleep tonight because, like I said, tomorrow morning is going to... I've been putting it off, but there's no putting it off anymore. I got to get yard work done. So our front yard's getting a little unruly, and I'm not gonna be that neighbor. So, we've gotta get out there. We've got a really beautiful front yard. I've built all these custom beds and everything with stone that was hand hammered, that I hand hammered with a hammer to make it look like old age stone. And, we just need to get in there and get things done. So, that's tomorrow morning, doing it tomorrow because it just keeps getting hotter the rest of the week. So we'll get that done and then try to get back to doing some projects. If I feel good, maybe I'll do that. I'll paint that tomorrow and I'll do this. Yes.
Okie says, I have 2 of the Rapido cars. I think each car has a name. And he says, 5 a.m.'s coming soon for me. So good night and see you all later this week.
You too. So we're all kind of getting to the point where we're just ready to go. So, all right. So look for us Tuesday night. And then I'm for sure we won't do it Thursday. Unless we do it Thursday morning, because I don't think we'll be getting together till like early afternoon. So, but if not, Friday sometime for sure, and then next weekend. So we'll probably have 3, at least 3 live streams this week. I'm hoping. So, all right. Oh, a quick tour around for those of you who just joined us. You can see the new stuff that we've done, and then I think we'll do a sign off. So.
Let's see. Crochet Lady says, ask if your tube is still.
I don't know. Comes and goes. Right now, I'm not having too many issues with it, but we'll see.
Hookie says, don't forget the road trip for this night, or for trivia night.
For trivia night, yeah. Oh, that's right. Wednesday night's trivia night. Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Great Northern says, good stream, guys. Good night.
Oh, have a good night. Look for that Discord group. We'll send you the info on it.
Yeah.
So here is we did this the first part of the week. Here's a new platform for our station. We've pretty much got the Alexandria finished. We got those back pieces done. Didn't quite get to this week with the top blue, but I'll do that. I may just file that in the morning and paint that when I'm doing the paint here. So, cleared out all of this. Ready to go pretty much for doing my mountains and putting the track in. Let's see, nothing really new on here, but then here is, I've got all the pieces right here. See, here, I forgot to show here. My table's fairly clear. This is about the cleanest you're going to see it is at this stage right here. Got to grind all these pieces down and file them. That's for the curve that goes here, along with those pieces right there. Those are the actual top girder parts. That'll all be done this week to match this. Good night. So this is what we did mostly working the past 3 days was get that curve done. So that's where we're at. Oh, plus this week we did all of this right here. You can see it's pretty much done. We have all of the road bed in, including putting the stuff in between the tracks to define each track as its own track, not just a big mass of gray. So that's all ready to go. So it was a successful week this week. All right. So, it was a nice live stream tonight. Thank you everybody for being here and chatting with us. So we will, Tuesday night for sure, because my wife has a meeting, so we'll take advantage of it. Just getting, plus a lot of stuff to show. So we'll get together then. So I hope you all had a really good weekend and have a good week coming up. And we'll check in with everything as we go. So if you've liked it, please do like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on these, because we'll have at least 3 this week between now and this time next weekend. So with a lot of stuff being completed. So anyway, so you guys take care, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.